Hello everyone, today we will be making a fake bomb which you can hand to your friends and ask them to choose one wire to cut. If they cut the first wire, the timer will start speeding up. When they cut the second wire, the timer speeds up even faster until finally the countdown timer reaches 0 and the buzzer beeps beep. So let's have a look how to build it. First we start with the code. Let's go through the code quickly. The only two external libraries we require is the Adafruit GFX and Adafruit SSD1306. Then over here we need one variable to count down. This is basically our counter variable. Every second or when our timer goes down, this variable reduces by 1. Then we need two variables, one for each trigger wire. Here we just set the screen size. This is the setup section. Whatever runs before the main program goes in here. So for us, we define the pin modes for our two input pins. Then we set the buzzer to silent and we initiate a serial connection. Now this is the void loop section where your main program runs. The first thing we do is we make sure the buzzer is still silent. Then we read the values from our two input pins where our wires are connected. Initially, if your wires are connected, the readings will be 1. Over here is our section where both wires are still connected. So whatever we want to happen, if both wires are connected, the code goes in this section over here. In our case, we simply made a little timer with our variable at the end, and then we activate the buzzer, activate the LED, and after 200 milliseconds we deactivate him again. Then at the bottom here we have another delay of 800 milliseconds, which basically lets the timer count down 1 second at a time. Now this section is for when one of the wires is cut. What I did here is I simply reduced the delay time to a half, so the timer counts down at double speed. Over here is the section for when both wires are cut. Here again I reduced the delay so the timer counts down at the double speed from the previous section again. Over here is our section for when our timer hits 0. In our case, our buzzer buzzes continuously and the LED is lit continuously. You can see here I added a delay for 5000 milliseconds, so that process lasts 5 seconds. This is the pin layout and how it's connected to an ESP32. Now over here we used an ESP V-Rover to build our project. The first component we're going to look at is our SSD1306 screen. Now that screen has 4 pins. One is the positive, then we have the negative. SDA and SCK pins are connected to pin 21 and 22. The next thing we have to connect is our buzzer. Our buzzer has 3 pins. One for the positive, negative and the input pin. Now the input pin goes to pin 19. The next thing we used an LED. Our LED, the negative pin goes to the ground and the positive pin goes to pin 15. Our two tripwires are connected to pin 2 and to pin 4, and from there they both go to the positive line. Now if we look at our breadboard here, there's 2 lines, one blue, one red. So we connected all the positive to the red and all the negative to the blue. Now this is our final project. Now if we take out one of these 2 wires, the timer speeds up. Take out the second wire, it speeds up more.